Bam, we're live. Sorry about that. I just saw that the show is scheduled for 6 a.m. I just saw that. I'm very sorry. Uh, I'm guessing the time zones got screwed up because Caleb switched time zones. Something got jacked up here. Sorry about that. By the way, today, I think at 11 a.m., I think we have it scheduled. Let me look. I think at 11 a.m. Yeah, we got Jose, seminar staff for CrossFit and Venezuelan, and him and I were going back and forth last night talking about what happened in Venezuela, and I said, "Hey, would you like to come on and give your perspective?" And he said, "Yeah." And I think he's got some pretty good insights. Uh, for years, for those of you who don't know, Venezuela was like considered, I think one of the largest migrations of humans in modern time. Uh, dwarfed. I think one of the largest migrations we've ever had in the United States was during Hurricane Katrina. Before that, I think it was the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco, and that's basically when hundreds of thousands of people get up and move. And I think Venezuela, for our hemisphere, was the largest migration for sure in modern times. About 10 years ago, I think about 8 million people fled the country. I mean, think about how bad shit has to be for 8 million people to leave somewhere. I mean, shit has to be bad. I mean, that's why 300,000 people left San Francisco and 300,000 people left New Orleans because shit was bad. And by bad, you need the two primary resources for civilization to exist. You need energy and food. And without energy and food, like people would get up and leave. Like, hey, we got to go. And so they split. Oh, the NorCal Classic starts this Friday. I think I'll have Ben and Blair on Friday morning. And when I say the NorCal Classic, I mean the qualifier. That's exciting. Very exciting. Oh, did I send? I need to send Connor Feltz's address to Gabe for another bag of coffee. Yesterday was funny. God, Andrew Hiller's good. Man, oh man, he's good. Did we talk about that? Do we talk about silver? I know we've been talking about Venezuela for a long time. I can remember bringing Venezuela up on the CrossFit podcast when I did that out of HQ. You want to talk about the Muslim takeover? Venezuela? Andrew Hiller curating the dumbest people on the internet? Don't talk about my dog? The comments are crazy. No one, at least no one. When I say no one, I don't think Andrew. I know Andrew, 99% Andrew, and for sure myself don't give a shit about what, the I don't know, the ethics, the morality of what Danny Spiegel wears. I've sure as fuck, you know that the head coach over at Mayhem who wears his shirts too tight. I've critiqued him way more than I ever mentioned anything about Danny Spiegel. Danny Spiegel's outfits. Oh wow, these are getting a shitload of views. Good job, Hiller. Wow. 131,000 and 136,000. They're in a race with each other. I'll pull up his Instagram so you can see what I'm talking about. He made this video yesterday. I'll go ahead and play it for you.
About dogs, and all I did was post pictures of, let's just say, my dog, and then I went as far to say, you can't talk about my dog, only I can talk about my dog. You start to think that I was a little bit crazy, wouldn't you? I give you Danny Spiegel. Famously, about 3 years ago, Danny Spiegel got upset at my buddy Sevan.
The person that we're talking about in his recent podcast.
During the Rogue Invitational.
Marron.
Have I made a comment about how her top was too small?
That it was appropriate to, during my competition at Rogue,
She said, how dare you comment on my body?
the one thing he wanted to talk about was that my clothes weren't fitting properly.
In this post, she's basically asking the entire world to stare at her body and make comments on it. Last time I checked, it had like 30,000 likes in a freaking hour. I'm asking you guys how it's any different than me posting literally
Weed, would you smash that, David? You're a Smash guy, right? Smash, for sure. Smash.
only pictures of my dog and then asking you to not talk about my dog. Remember though, all I'm trying to do is empower all dogs.
By the way, Hiller's obsessed with his dog. He loves his dog. He'd do anything for his dog. Imagine taking your dog to a place to do aquatic rehab. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Clock cutter. Approximately 2.5 million people left the Midwest during the Dust Bowl era, making it one of the largest migrations in American history. Oh. Dust Bowl era. What year is that? I didn't know about that one. I wonder if that I wonder what the if you divided that by the if you put in the numerator the time domain, if there's something that makes Katrina and the earthquakes larger clock. You know what I mean? Like, did those 2.5 million people migrate over like 3 years? Because I think the Katrina and earthquake were pretty much overnight. But either way, that's a massive migration. Especially shit. When was the Dust Bowl era? That's what's crazy about the San Francisco earthquake. There was, I mean, the population was so much smaller than when was the dust? Oh, the 30s Dust Bowl era. Oh yeah, and the first thing that comes up is drought migration. During the 1930s. How long was the Dust Bowl era? It's funny. I recognize the pictures from the Dust Bowl era, but I had no idea. I'd never heard of it called the Dust Bowl. From 1930 to 1940. So I guess that's 300,000 people a year. That's massive. That's massive. The Dust Bowl, severe drought and dust storm period primarily lasted for about a decade, and they couldn't blame it on global warming. From 1930 to 1940, affecting the Great Plains and causing massive ecological and economic damage through a series of intense drought waves that stripped the land bare. Through significant recovery, significant recovery began in 1939 with rainfall. Where was that? What states were that? Was that? Was that? Were that? Is that? Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, right where they all intersect. Damn, that's not even a big area. I'm surprised there were that many people who lived in that area at that time. That's like shit, dude. Clock. That's like everyone left. That's amazing. This article on Wiki says it's 1935 to 1938, so that's only a 3-year period. Wow. All right. I don't think that changes much of what I said, but I hear you. Sevon, did you hear about Pat O'Dwyer? I don't know who that is. Yeah, people keep telling me he died. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Okay, and then so Hiller posted this, and then Mr. Woolley, our banker, the financier, CrossFit financier, he posted this, I guess, in response.
If my account were about dogs and all I did was post pictures of, let's just say, my dog, and then I went as far to say, you can't talk about my dog, only I can talk about my dog, you'd start to think that I was a little bit crazy, wouldn't you? I give you Danny Spiegel.
Nope. We are doing this.
We aren't doing this. So it's so weird, the tense that he speaks in. We aren't doing this. And he goes straight to victim mode. It's very interesting his spin on this, but definitely consistent. Um, it says, "I consider Hillerfit 2.0 a friend." So in true Wooly fashion, you know, Wooly always pulls his punches. If I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, if I want to say something nice about him, it's because he's a civil man and thoughtful and generally wants peace. That would be like a good spin on it. And then the other way, the more negative way to spin it would be like he can never really take a stand on anything. Like he cares so much about what other people think. It's almost like he would show up at a mugging and be like, "Hey, can we not do this?" Instead of jump in and help the person who's actually being mugged. It's weird. He has this weird tactic. Yeah, you could say he's a fence sitter. You could spin it the other way too. You could say that, but I don't think so. In nature, I think he's a really passive aggressive person, and then he says things. The most the thing that stands out the most is just in the beginning when Dawn Fall came, all the interactions he would have with Dawn, and he would be like, "Well, I was just warning them that if Savon was there, that there might be protests or that it might offend people." When really he was tattletaling. I don't know. It's this weird. I don't know what he actually is conscious of, and or if he's how ignorant he is. I really don't know. I don't know him, so I don't know. But he definitely toes this weird line that makes it so he's yeah. Maybe it's a lack of testosterone. I don't know. We agree on a lot and disagree on some things. Yeah. So he's like patting it first. It's like making a shit sandwich. This is one of those things where we disagree on. Simply is that I still consider him a friend because people can disagree without hating each other. At least from my perspective. Fair enough. Okay. And then he says, "We're not going to do this."
We don't use an analogy of dogs to compare women and their choices.
We don't use an analogy. So now he's the thought police. Now he's the thought police. We don't use an analogy with dogs. It's an analogy, and it's not an analogy about dogs. That's what's so weird that he missed it. It's an analogy about how Instagram works and how posting works. It has nothing to do with dogs at all. It has there's this, the Taoist saying, everyone's heard it, "I'm pointing at the moon and you're staring at my finger." He can't possibly be that, what's the word smart people like to use? Daft? Is that a word? Daft? He can't possibly be that ignorant. He can't have missed it. He can't get triggered that easy, can he? Does he really think this, or does he just want to enter the fray for clicks and likes and, yeah, stupid. I think daft means stupid, but it's kind of a nicer way to say it. It's woolified. It's been woolified. World's most failed podcaster has zero credibility. It's not an analogy between dogs and the way he's couching it. Dogs and women and women's choices. It's an analogy about how social media works. And it's so bizarre that he takes it there, but doesn't surprise me. It's some social justice warrior shit, some weird, bizarre shit thinking.
Dogs don't get called sluts and whores on the internet based on their clothing. While we're at it,
By the way, I don't know where he goes, but I don't go anywhere on the internet where I've seen where women are being called sluts or whores. Period. I don't go anywhere on the internet where that happens. Maybe it does happen. I'm sure it does happen. Anything that you can think of that happens somewhere. I don't go anywhere on the internet where anyone's being called a slut or a whore. Does anyone go there? Who goes there? Where do you hang out that women are being called sluts and whores? Oh, all the time. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, David, I didn't hear. Would you smash that? Do you find Spiegel attractive? I think what Wooly is saying is don't put dogs down by comparing them to Spiegel. Oh. Well, it still misses the point. No. Oh, you wouldn't. Wow. Faggot. Okay. Here we go.
Dogs aren't afraid to go running after dark because of men. 1 in 9 dogs aren't the victims of assault each year. 81.
So this is the part that's so trippy. He says we're not going to compare dogs to women, and then he goes off into this monologue comparing dogs and women. He actually is doing what he told Hiller you can't do. Yeah, exactly, Pat. And who said slut or whore? Yeah. Where he's just it's like, holy shit, Hiller's coming is finding an inconsistency in my friend's logic. So I'm going to bring in all these other misdirection pieces to deflect.
One percent of dogs don't experience sexual harassment in their lifetime. I could go on, but I think you get it.
No, I don't. No one gets it, dude, unless they're stupid. No one was comparing her to a dog, and you just compared her to a dog. You just compared women to dogs.
Dehumanizing some.
He was using an analogy. Wooly's not using an analogy. He's directly comparing women to dogs.
Someone to make a point when you're an insanely talented creator.
And there it is. When you're an insanely talented creator, there's the thing again. It's like Wooly's being held captive in a basement and he's blowing his captor, being like, okay, this is the last time I'm going to blow you. It's like so insincere. Like, who taught you how to talk like that? It's like one of those quadruple layered Big Mac sandwiches. Beat, 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 but you're great. Beat, 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 but you're great.
There's almost beneath your creativity.
Almost beneath your creativity. Almost. He can't even commit to telling Hiller, hey, dude, this is way below your creativity. Yeah, it sounds like Willie's view hunting with this one. He saw an opportunity to grab the lib sympathy here. Yeah. And what's crazy is if you think about that, then basically what he's doing here, some people say he's simping. I would say he's pimping. He's whoring out Hiller and Spiegel.
Now, it's about this moment,
and he's above it all. I'm above it all because I can see both sides. I like Hiller. I like Danny. Let me reframe this for you with my busted up logic.
A really large number of men are preparing to call me a simp and claim I'm white knighting for Danny, and I'm neither of those things.
And I'm going to say it first to take it away from you guys. Dude, actually, no one really knows what you're doing. No one knows what you're doing. No one. I mean, we can only speculate. We have no idea. I'll say that. But we do know that you make absolutely no sense, and that you're batshit crazy. Hey, wouldn't it be so much better if you would have said, "Hey, fucking asshole, why don't you fucking find someone else to talk about? I fucking love Danny. She's my friend. I don't give a fuck." That's my stance on Dave Castro. Like, fuck you. I don't care. So what? Just defend her. Just like, hey, whatever. I got her back no matter what. Fuck you. How about that?
I'm no better than anyone else, including my friend Hiller.
Feigned humility. Friend Hiller.
I'm just a dad to 2 young women.
I'm just a dad to 2 young women.
I raised to
That's the first honest thing he said.
Respect themselves and others. They're both better people than me. For that matter, so is Danny.
What does that have to do with anything? What is this fucking word vomit? What is this word vomit? What is he doing?
They all deserve better.
If my account were about
Uh, all he's saying is that I think she's well known in the space for having an inconsistency. All he's saying is she's well known in the space for having an inconsistency between don't talk about me, trying to control the narrative around her while posting pictures of herself that we know because the planet is half filled with men who Wooly, and if you don't understand the biology of men, that they're attracted to women and their sole purpose here is to fuck. And everything outside of that is well, fuck and find God. And everything outside and everything is a manifestation of those two things. You're either trying to pursue God or something having to do with your mating strategy. That's it. Those you can pretty much sum up dudes in two ways. So is she when she posts pictures like that, is she trying to bring them closer to God, or is she trying to elicit the I want to fuck response? That's men. And no one's judging her for that. But it's the inconsistency in saying, "Hey, don't judge me unless it's the way I want to be judged." And then posting it for the whole world to see. It's like you're really trying to control a lot there. And it's okay, she can do that too. It's a fucking free world. It's just fun to point out that inconsistency. That's it. That's it. It's not a it's not talking about, I mean, her fucking body's insane. I'd probably post that too if that was my body. I'm with you on the fuck part. Oh, you're trying to find God too, buddy. No one spends so much time refuting God who's not trying to find God. And then there's a third one there that's at another tier. It's but it's related to the find God one, and it's being afraid of death, so trying to mitigate death. But it falls into the camp of finding God. That's the only two things that are going on with men. If you want to understand men, where they're trying to fuck, and so that manifests as like playing your stereo loud, or riding a unicycle, or learning how to juggle, or inventing the light bulb, or making money. There's all different mating strategies. By the way, what's crazy is that's what Wooly is putting on display is the liberal mating strategy. Instead of doing what we're biologically, simping is a form of a mating strategy. Instead of using the biological, naturally programmed thing into us that we see in the animal kingdom, where you do stuff to emphasize your masculinity, you try to kind of assimilate and become a woman in order to get closer to them to fuck them. And I'm sorry for making it so crass. It'll probably make it so a lot of people judge me instead of seeing the value in the point. But it's just the facts. This is his mating strategy. Wooly's video made me think there is something deeper, maybe something with his daughters. Maybe this video is him actually white knighting for something that happened to one of them. Maybe. I think that's a fair assessment. I think Wooly comes from the parenting. There's a parenting strategy out there that, like, I'm going to let my kids explore everything. I'm going to let them make choices. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you're going to do fucking math and reading, and you're going to fucking go to bed early, and you're not going to have an iPad. I don't care if you want to explore an iPad. I don't care if you want to go to CVS and explore purple hair to wear at school. Like there's parents who just like don't realize they're raising kids for the world, as opposed to like they've fallen into some sort of weird let your kids do anything shit. I think he's along more of those lines of parenting. Yeah, male feminist. Yeah, that's a mating strategy. I don't know if it's true what I'm saying, but the world falls very nicely into those two categories for men. Finding God and fucking. That's it. It's that That simple. Sevan, stop sitting on the fence. I know, but I don't know him, so I don't know. But I feel confident and firm in my analysis. Pat, you have to hit bottom, then only then maybe will you open your eyes, ears, and heart. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
About dogs, and all I did was post pictures of, let's just say, my dog, and then I
That it? Okay, so he's done. So then Hiller plays his game. He plays Woolie's game. And he responds with a different analogy, which I thought was absolutely brilliant and funny. What can you compare women to in an analogy?
if my account was about God and all I did was post pictures of God, and then I went as far to say, you can't talk about God, only I can talk about God, you'd start to think that I was a little bit crazy, wouldn't you? I give you Danny Spiegel. Famously, about 3 years ago, Danny Spiegel got upset at my buddy Sevan.
The person that we're talking about in his recent podcast.
During the Rogue Invitational, Sevan made a comment.
Maybe we're pigeonholing Danny. Maybe she really doesn't care that much. I'll give Danny an out here too. Maybe Danny just didn't like me for a whole variety of reasons, and when I remember watching. I remember I was sitting in my living room. I don't remember the event. I don't remember if it was Rogue. I think she says it was Rogue here. I don't remember the event, but I do remember thinking, "Oh, that shirt's too small for her." And specifically, it was the part that was pulling around her lats. Like, it wasn't even necessarily her fault. It was maybe just the clothing wasn't made for her physique. But I don't. I don't think she cares that clothes are fit her, conform to her body, more so than they conform to most people's bodies, except if you're that one coach at Mayhem. But I said her shirt was too small. Someone in the comments says, "Hey, that wasn't cool to say that to her while she's in competition." It's like, dude, I didn't say it to her. Oh, it wasn't like I yelled it from the fans. "Hey, your shirt's too small." It wasn't like I was interfering with her competition. She could have easily said, "Hey, I wear these clothes that are too small because they're comfortable," or she could have said, "Hey, I wear these clothes because they're too small to get more Instagram followers." I mean, whatever she's wearing and doing is facilitating wealth for her and independence. Yeah, those erectors, I know they're crazy. I zoomed right in on her back. That muscle on the right is, it is something else. It is that is. I was thinking, damn, I bet you my back looks nothing like that. I'd have to lose 50 pounds for a muscle to show up on my back. She doesn't like you because you're right wing. That's it. So she saw an opportunity to pounce on you, and she did. That's all there is to it. But she didn't like it. She didn't like it, though. You think someone else, doses, could have told her, "Hey, your shirt's too small," and she would have, accepted it. She would have laughed it off, thought it was funny. Like, you think, just imagine some really cool, good-looking black dude on a podcast with her, and he's like, "Damn, girl, your shirt is tiny," and she starts laughing. She goes, "I know. That was a large, and they didn't have anything bigger. Looks good on me, huh?" You think she would have just rolled with it? I wear smaller to keep them level for sure. Oh, like to keep them, like, together. Anyway, there's people in the comments are like, "Who cares what she posts?" And like, they totally there's a whole. I would say the vast majority of people totally miss the point. They think Hiller's judging her for her picture. Like, no one's judging you for your picture. I do think I did make this comment on Hillers. A couple of God's noteworthy creations are Miss Danny giraffes and the praying mantis. And there were some also some honorable mentions worth dragons too. The fittest flat earther. He believes in dragons. Don't forget the mantis shrimp. Yeah, that's an extraordinary animal. There are some extraordinary fucking creations. I personally find the rhino, the hippo, the toucan. The toucan's crazy. Even seagull. We take seagulls for granted, but if you're ever sitting on the beach and one rolls up to your blanket, it's like, holy shit, what a creation. What a creation. What a creation. Yeah, this topic cracks me up. Cracks me up too. It's just a good excuse to bring up her ridiculously insane body. I do not understand how anyone doesn't appreciate it. It's otherworldly. And the fact that she's taking care of it so well, and just the way she presents it's just fucking awesome. Think about what we get to do with Danny. We get to she has this freakishly unique body, but I don't even know it's unique. Maybe there's fucking millions of women like that, but who they cover up so we don't see them. But then on top of that, she's eating right and she's exercising right. The crumble cookie and X endurance or whatever the fuck she takes, and the high intensity, constantly very functional movements have just presented it in all its glory. I know she talks about feeding her body crap, but she can't possibly. She can't possibly. I've tried to accept faith a million times. The problem I have is this thing called common sense and reality. I just can't get around all the magic because it's not real. Oh. Sounds like you've really put some effort into it. The camera adds 2 pounds to every boob. They're not that big in person. I don't know about that. I remember, Terry, I remember when you made the shirt comment, it was so insignificant. She made the comment so much bigger than it was. Someone sent me a picture. I don't know. I don't even know if it's real. Someone sent me a picture of her dad, and I wish I could show you. I just don't want to post it if it's not really her dad. But her dad is me if I didn't find CrossFit. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. I'll show you. Let me see if I can pull this up. Someone just sent me this. This is Kim Kardashian. And this is like clearly she doesn't do CrossFit. I don't know if that and she's in some crazy pose, with her back swayed. Is her dumper real? Is that a real dumper? Yeah, I prefer tight shirts. Yeah. I'm fine with her shirt that's too small. I probably if she wore a big shirt, I'd be fucking talking shit about that. No, that's not real. That's not real. Nothing is real on her. Yeah, there's this someone sent me a picture of her dad, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's me if I didn't do CrossFit. I'm dying to know if that's really her dad. I mean, he is. It is wild. I have no idea if that's really him. Someone send me a link to the photo so I can show you guys. He has my same hair, my same beard, my same glasses, or I have his same glasses. He wears an oversized zip-up sweatshirt. This picture of this guy I have with her, he looks like a homeless hippie. That's what she called me, right? Homeless looking. It's pretty accurate. Since Avi started this vlog, I've never seen so much video footage of myself. You guys can't really see me here because it's dark and I have these headphones on and my hair's wet because I always just get out of the shower and come straight to the show. But I look nothing like this. Like if you saw me in person, you'd be like, "Oh fuck!" I look probably 10 years older, and I'm tiny, and like you can't see it, but my hair's like, this is gonna be weird to say, my hair's almost all gray. Like when you look at it, like in the middle of the day, or you see it on video. I wouldn't say it's greasy. I've been washing my hair at least once a week now. I mean, when I mean now, I mean in the last week. Since my wife told me my hair smelled musty. You look tiny. You look good, Sevy, but tiny, but good. Can't you just say "and good"? Why does it have to be "but good"? Why can't it be "and good"? You look good, Sevy. I'm going to change this for you. You look good, Sevy, tiny and good. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a Smurf in person. Yeah. Hey, careful, Dan. Careful, Dan. You look like a Smurf on fucking meth, dude. What are you? You're probably an inch shorter than me. What are you, 5'4"? If you're not 5'4", your presence is 5'4". Musty is code for cat piss. Yeah. That's Greg's wife told me my hair smelled like cat piss. That stung a little. Not like my feelings were hurt, but like, oh fuck, I need to wash my hair more. Like I think I'm cool for not washing my hair. It clearly, I was so off base. So off base. So anyway, Wooly came out like Groundhog Day, stuck his head out from the, what's it, parapet? Is that a word? Parapet? He pulled his head out of the parapet. Is that a word? Parapet is a barrier that is upward extension of a wall at the edge of a roof. Yeah, he popped his head out over the parapet. Parapet? Parapet. What's an example of a parapet? How did people do podcasts before they had Google? It's where you extending above a roof. A parapet may simply be the portion of an exterior wall that continues above the edge line of a roof surface. Yeah, it's like somewhere like where the Charlie Kirk Hunter was Hunter. Charlie Kirk Hunter was hiding his head behind the parapet. I was playing Clash Royale yesterday. I played against a guy and his name was Charlie Kirk. I don't think it was the real Charlie Kirk. You think he's hiding somewhere in Israel playing Clash Royale? I spent $20 on this app for some gems to upgrade some of my guys, and now my kids call me a cheater. It's really fucked up, and I wish I wouldn't have done it. I feel like I'm living with like Hiller. Hiller's like, CrossFit buys impressions, and then he's like, they bought views. I'm like, no, they bought impressions. And it's so stupid to spend any money on those in-app purchases. My kids are so right about that, because all it did was make my guys stronger, but now I have to fight stronger guys. So it did nothing. Yeah, I did it. About $20 worth of emeralds or something. It was stupid. Because now I have to fight harder dudes, and so it doesn't even matter that you got stronger. It's such a scam. Your kids are right. You cheated. Yeah. Where's Caleb? Caleb has gone back to working for the government for a month. That's all I can tell you. I think he'll be here. I think he'll still be able to do shows, but he had to switch states And so I think yesterday was a travel day for him. He's in Venezuela. Imagine living in New York City the last 30 years, where the Jews reign supreme, and now overnight Times Square is having Muslim prayer, and they shut down Times Square, and the Muslims pack in there and bring their little carpets and bow and shit. What a fucking trip. I think that we're going to see something catastrophic go down in New York City. And it's going to happen really fast, and before it turns around it's going to be very difficult cuz the bureaucracy is going to get so steeped in it. The police are going to flee, the fire department's going to flee, people are going to be fleeing from their jobs, the money's going to flee. It truly is the communists and the Nazis have taken over New York City. That line that he said, we're going to get rid of the rugged individualism and move to the warmth of collectivism. It is something else. It is something else. Venezuela was there were three big things going on there. Four big things going on there. One, he was killing his people and keeping them under authoritarian rule. He lost the election in 2024. His opponent got 80% of the votes. Oh, let me go back a step. If you don't know what's going on, one of the things going on with Venezuela is they have the world's largest oil reserve. Sevi, what's an oil reserve? You often hear about the fact that Venezuela is sitting on more oil than anyone else in the world. I mean, you hear that about. What's crazy is, depending on who it serves, you'll hear the U.S. is sitting on the largest amount of oil anywhere, or Saudi Arabia is sitting on the largest amount of oil anywhere, whoever it serves. So now the line is Venezuela is sitting on the largest amount of oil anywhere in the world. But here's what a lot of people don't know. There's something that countries have called oil reserves. That's oil that you've pulled out of the ground that you haven't refined yet, and it just sits in barrels above ground. And Venezuela is sitting on 17% of the world's oil reserve, meaning in that country, sitting in barrels, is 17, you ready for this? $17 trillion worth of oil. $17 trillion worth of oil. So to put that in perspective, our national debt's $37 trillion. What's Japan's GDP? Japan's GDP. Japan's GDP is $4 trillion. They're sitting on 4 times. Not sitting on, they're sitting with. It's not even they're sitting on it. They have in their possession 4 times Japan's GDP sitting in oil. And you ask, why is it sitting there? Because they've been giving oil to Iran and China for protection. Drone technology from Iran and protection from China. So they've been using that, and it's very difficult to get because of all of the what are those rules called when we do that to a country? All of the economic sanctions, because of the sanctions put against them, they have to sneak the oil out of their country. Mr. Bob. Oh, Mr. Bob, you'd be so happy. Oh, is this? No, this is a different Bob. A lot of Venezuelan oil is heavy, very expensive to extract. No, Sevi, that is not what oil reserves are. They're still in the ground. No, you're wrong. Well, then fine. Hey, even if I am wrong, who cares? You know what I'm talking about. I defined it, so I'm right. How much hold on, are oil in the ground? Oh, you're right. Oil reserves are found in underground pockets. Well, from the report that I read yesterday, the oil that they have, that 17% has already been pulled out of the ground. And it's just sitting there on the land. Maybe strike that. Mr. Bob has fucked my story up. Hey, that's Pat's job. You're an elementary school teacher? Oh boy. Oh boy. We should talk. 20 years in oil and gas. The dictatorship, the oil, then there's the drugs and I guess they call it narco trafficking, but the bringing of drugs into the United States and around the world. Voting machines, killing its people, and the oil. Those are the four pieces that make Venezuela an easy target for the United States. It's funny. Does anyone here think like we bombed Venezuela? People are in my DMs being like, "You approve of the bombing of Venezuela?" It's like, hey, motherfucker, he was indicted in New York 6 years ago. There's a $50 million bounty on his head. If you want to argue whether that was fair or not, I get it. But we didn't go to war with Venezuela. They just went in there and fucking grabbed the dude. There's all these libs making it sound like this is like what happened in Iraq or Afghanistan. This is nothing like that. David Weed, if you have oil and you don't have a nuclear weapon, the oil belongs to America. Fair enough. There's one video of an explosion floating around, so therefore we bomb Venezuela. Oh, okay. Bombed Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela, and 99% of us are very happy that Maduro is out. I saw this yesterday. I wonder if I can pull a picture. It's so this is classic. This is the town 15 miles south of me. It is a find it. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is a town 15 miles south of me called Pajaro. And Pajaro is 95% Hispanic. 95% Hispanic. What do you think the protesters look like in that town, at the Venezuela bombing protest? It's fucking old fucking white people. Look at this is David's Weed. Look at this sign this lady's holding on the right, center right lower. It's David Weed's fucking mindset. David Weed is the mindset of an old white lady. No war for oil. Release the Epstein files. There's a woman down here wearing a mask. This is in a 95% Hispanic neighborhood. I heard some Venezuelan talking, oh, you think what the U.S. is doing is bad? All we've been doing for the last fucking 10 years has been captive by Iran, China, and Russia anyway. We'd much rather be captive by the U.S. Meanwhile, Iran is going through, they're trying to fucking fight off the Islamic extremists over there. take control back of their country, get a secular nation going again like they had in the 70s, and no one's protesting. That's not true. Sevi, no offense, buddy, but if Biden did this, you'd be chirping. No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Listen, Pat, you can't find anything on the historical record where I didn't go after Biden except for dumb shit he's doing. I think we can agree that on Easter Sunday is not the day to fucking announce from the White House Instagram that it's National Trans Day. I think we can all agree that when that fucking tranny that hated white people fucking went into that Christian school and killed all those kids and teachers, it's not the time for the White House to say we need to have compassion for trans people. I think we can all agree that leaving the border open, leaving the border open and letting 10 million fucking illegals come in was a bad idea. I never went after Biden for anything. You won't find me flip-flopping on anything. And if you do find something, I'll fucking admit to it. But don't come up with these fucking hypotheticals. I've been on here every day for 5 years. Point something out that I actually flipped on. Fucking nonsense, dude. Absolute fucking nonsense. All the protests are like that. Little old people with gray hair. All of them. And dumbass college kids. Beta male college kids.
That communist flag over there.
What brings you out here today?
I'm organized with the Revolutionary Communists of America. We're out here to say hands off Venezuela. And we unequivocally stand with the people of Venezuela against U.S. imperialist aggression.
They unequivocally stand with the people of Venezuela. They unequivocally stand with the people of Venezuela. That's what this guy just said.
What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating on the streets? What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating on the streets today?
I saw images of Venezuelans being bombed after the U.S., bombed Caracas. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, I think
bombed Caracas. Hey, saying we bombed Caracas is like saying I fart somewhere and someone says I took a massive shit and had diarrhea for 5 minutes. Bombed Caracas. It was a night mission where we went in. At most, those weapons were used for distractions or for getting dark cover or turning off the lights. Bombed Caracas. Have you? I haven't seen any fucking buildings crushed. Not one single photo of a fucking building crushed.
Can you show me the bombings that you're talking about? I didn't see any.
I don't know. I just saw it on Reddit. It was on the front page of the
Reddit.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
But what do you think about the people celebrating? The hundreds of thousands of people that are in the streets celebrating?
I have yet to see it. Can you show me that?
Yeah.
Sure. U.S. imperialism.
People celebrating on the streets. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, I stand with the people of Venezuela.
He stands with the people of Venezuela. Has anyone heard from any Venezuelans who are upset about this? Has anyone? Olivia, white supremacy is the single most dangerous terrorist threat in our homeland, Joe Biden. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Crazy.
Against U.S. imperialism. The U.S. has no right to bomb the people of Venezuela. The U.S. has no right to kidnap another.
Hey, saying we bomb Venezuela is the same thing as the libs saying that ICE is making citizens disappear. It's the exact same shit. It's the exact same shit. So you're saying of the 1.6 million people who've left voluntarily since Trump has come into office and gone back to their countries, and the 600,000 people we've deported, that you're upset. By the way, I haven't seen a story on a single one. But let's say there is one citizen that got scooped up. And hey, and if they did scoop up a citizen, they released them. During 9/11, I spent my fucking every flight trip in secondary for like 3 years. I never got upset. It just is what it is. Yeah, the Venezuelan cartel is kind of bummed right now. Oh man, so many people are bummed.
Why are they
leader of
all
another-
celebrating? Why are they celebrating?
You know, I don't know. Do you have a correspondent there who can ask? I'm
trying to
here
get
demonstrating
out there with
against.
the aerospace
I'm here
facility.
demonstrating against U.S. imperialism and the U.S.
Is
intervention.
this AI though? These
So is he demonstrating against U.S. imperialism, or is he standing with the people of Venezuela? Because he's clearly, we've proven that he's standing against the people in Venezuela. So that part's not true.
images of everybody
I don't know.
celebrating?
You're the one showing me the video, so let me know. You're showing me the source. I don't know.
I don't think it's AI because it's
Okay.
being published by multiple news organizations. So just what are your thoughts on it?
I'm here protesting U.S. intervention,
understand that. I
U.S.
get that.
imperialism, and U.S. capitalism. You should check out.
That's typical protester. They have fucking no idea what they're doing. Well, lots of Iraqis were celebrating the U.S. invasion. We all would be very lucky if this is the end of it in Venezuela. White liberals are the biggest threat to America. No, this isn't. No, this isn't. God, you're so clueless, dude. Do you not see nuance? Pat Lange says it's simple. This is good for the people there as of now, but it's 100% the opposite of what Trump said he would do as president. That's all you got to say. Everyone wins. No, that's not true. He's not starting a fucking war there. We're not starting a war there. Did you miss the part where he says peace through strength? This is peace through strength. Don't you see the nuance there? You don't see it, Pat? You really don't see it? Or are you just being a troll? How do you not see it? How do you not see it? They grabbed Maduro and brought him to New York yesterday. By the way, let's hear from a Venezuelan. Here we go.
En este momento me sonó absolutamente nadie, o sea, no nos va a devolver lo que nos quitó, pero estoy muy feliz de ahora que mis hermanas, que mis generaciones, que los niños de ahora Venezuela no van a pasar todo lo que hemos pasado, o sea, porque no pierdo la libertad, ahora puedo hablar en mi red social, weón.
He's crying because he lost so much of his life under the Maduro regime. But what's funny is at the end there, he goes, now I can post what I want on my socials. On my socials.
¡Que Maduro!
I think that's the sentiment, man. One of the comments, I hate reading leftists talk about my country when they don't have any idea how much we have suffered, how much we have lost. What's crazy is when I do hear the Venezuelans talk, though, I will say this. It concerns me. They're excited Maduro's gone, but they all do sound like social justice warriors. They keep talking, using all the fucking taglines that social justice warriors use. Privilege and all that shit. We're running the fucking country. That's going to cost us possibly trillions, dude. Stop fucking pretending. No one said we're not. We're not running the country. Of course we're running the country. We're there for the oil, dude. Okay, so what? Yeah, we're there for the oil. Why the fuck do you think the Chinese were there, or the Russians were there, or the Iranians were there, or the Cubans? Why do you think anyone was there? What's your point, Pat? Dude, do you ever notice how myopic you are? Just go bigger picture just once in a while before you type. No, all these stories are heartfelt and great. We aren't there for the people. Okay, so we agree. So the people are happy. That was the point. Don't deflect. We're there for the money and the oil. We sure as fuck wouldn't be there if it was a fucking desert, dude. And we're also there because of the Smartmatic machines, and we're also there to fuck with Russia and China. And we're also there, Pat, so that the 400,000 kids that have died from ODing on drugs have a chance. It makes it more difficult to get drugs in the United States. Yeah, that's where you go. I can post on my social media. I mean, as funny as it sounds, it is a I mean that's where I felt it when they shut down the YouTube station for a week because we said that exercise and nutrition is the best thing you can do to build a hedge against sickness. And during the Biden administration, thanks to Pat's friends, they shut down the station for a week. The truth is that evil exists in the world. We are not the world police like we were in the 50s and 60s, but we do take out dictators that are killing Americans through drug and terrorism. I think that's true too. Pat, we are there for oil because America first, buddy. I think you're getting it now. I listened to a 13-minute speech yesterday that Hitler gave on YouTube. It's so funny. All of the before the speech starts, the YouTube channel puts up all these fucking disclaimers that this is just for education. This isn't their opinion. It's fucking crazy how scared people are. It was fascinating. I was listening to it through the lens of trying to figure out why the left keeps calling the right fascists. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing how in during COVID, how they missed the critical component of comorbidities and death, and the critical component that the PCR test couldn't actually test you if you were positive or negative, and that the critical component that all flu sicknesses went away for a year, and the critical component that the VAERS report at Harvard was off the chart, thousands of times more injuries and vaccine deaths in a year than ever before. There were more vaccine deaths and injuries during COVID than all of the other previous years of all vaccines given combined. All of those things were missed. And the Dems miss all of that too, because Hitler's talk was about Germany first. And so they just glom onto that with no context. It's like a Pat Lang thing to do. They're just so easily tricked by words. Gender affirming care, abortion, inflation. I can't believe I just figured out fucking inflation in the last fucking few months. What a fucking psyop. 10 years ago, if I would have heard someone say that, I'd have been like, you're fucking crazy. That's the wall I would have put up. There's no such thing as fucking inflation. There's just the devaluing of the dollar. They call it inflation, so people who've lived here for fucking the last 100 years will be like, okay, it's inflation. It's just normal. Like they think inflation is like right now the grass in my yard is so tall because it's been raining here for a week. They think inflation's like that. No such. There's no natural occurring event that causes the price of things to go up. They're pumping fucking more dollars into the system, devaluing the dollar, so you need more of it to buy shit. It's more word fuckery. Anyway, the speech that Hitler gave, if you want to see why what the left is glomming onto and how they're tricked, listen to some of his speeches. Huge collectivist, the same thing Mamdani is. I have a Venezuelan member, Joe, good morning. He's openly shared his gratitude to America's success of the operation and capture of Maduro. His fam is safe, for his words. Yeah, what I'm curious is what that's going to turn into. I am a little curious what that's going to turn into when they do see that the country's not going to be handed over to them. He didn't. He did. You're not listening, Pat. If you just said Trump is full of shit, he said we weren't doing this shit anymore. He didn't say that, brother. He said the exact opposite. He said we were going to have peace through strength. No, they're not going to let the VP of Venezuela. No. He said yesterday in his press conference, he just straight up said it. They said, hey, who's going to rule the country? And he goes, me and these guys behind me. That part can't be denied. They're not giving, and they said, are you going to give it to Machado, the lady who won the presidency, who's in exile in Norway, who's hiding in Norway? They're not going to give it to her either. I don't think so. Jesus Cristo, Sevi, you're such a cuck sometimes. Yeah, Rubio and Hegseth, yeah. Rubio is going to be, Rubio is the president of Iran, Venezuela, and Cuba soon. It's the right, I mean, dude, you sound like such a cuck. Listen to you. It's the right thing to do. It's the right, they should give it to her right now. That's the right thing to do. Hey, you should get all your dogs right now and put them outside your house and take them off their leash and set them free, dude. It's the right thing to do. You truly have the intellectual capacity of a fucking orangutan. The White House made an amazing post. Hard R on the White House Instagram. I wonder if this is a first. You think any oh look, I got 8 likes on this. That's crazy. Hard R. This is Maduro's telling the United States, come get me. Come get me. Come get me.
Por mí. Aquí lo esperan Miraflores.
I'm waiting here. Don't take too long. You coward.
Now, if you don't know, now you know.
You heard it, the hard R, right? You heard it. Hard R on the White House Instagram.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo esperan Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar. Cobarde.
And now, if you don't know, now you know.
Crazy. I wonder what's going to happen between Vance and Rubio. Holy shit. Chad, you say like two-party person is bad, Pat. It goes in this order. One-party person is worse than two-party person because they see bad in both. Once you evolve, you'll see both parties are bad. You know what's interesting is Hitler talks about that too. That's his justification for totalitarianism. In that speech, he talks about the two-party system. And he talks about how you can't have a two-party system and you can't have basic because then you don't really know who's in charge. You just need one totalitarian system. He's a huge defender of democracy too, right? Hitler. No mention of liberty. Just vote in totalitarian authority, totalitarian rulers. No mention of liberty. It doesn't matter whether you're. I'm going to try to think of a If the left is for growing corn, and that's what they're for, growing corn, and we're all like, yeah, corn. And then all of a sudden you find out that growing corn is bad. And the left keeps growing corn, you're going to fucking switch to the right. Those are the levers we have to pull. It doesn't mean you're a two-party system. You're looking for the levers to pull through critical thinking. You're suggesting that people shouldn't pull the levers that are available to them, as opposed to all these libtards that their whole thing is just go 49ers. They don't give a fuck if the quarterback's a pedophile. They don't care if the 49ers do child slavery. Like the liberals, like they don't, the ones that aren't jumping ship, anyone with a brain has jumped off of that ship and they're pulling on the other lever now. It's that simple. You think you're going to be holier than now and you think you're all cool because you see the big picture and it's the whole two-party system? Okay, so it's not good. In the meantime, how about we stop pulling on the lever that's fucking sinking the country? How about that? Good morning, Mel. No, I'm not conflating. You want to? I'm not conflating. Hey, the argument here, Pat. The argument here is this. You're saying the problem is when people on one side are clearly wrong and won't admit it. Okay, I agree with you. But I see a cat, you see a feline. I see a lion, you see a bobcat. That's all that we have going on here. You're seeing things completely different. You look at the world like this through a fucking toilet paper roll. Your ability to put things in context is atrocious. You believe that COVID was killing people? Okay. I believe it was the 4+ more comorbidities that the 98% of the people had that got them killed. You think that someone jumping off a cliff or falling off a cliff is what killed them? Okay, I agree with you. But I also will look at the 1,000 steps they took to walk towards that cliff as they walked towards it. And if they only would have taken 999, they wouldn't have fallen off the fucking cliff. And so most of us in the chat can see your perspective. You can't see ours. I'm naked in my sauna thinking of Sevi when he works out. Dude, I've been so inspired by Jody Lynn in that carnivore diet. She said she lost 20 pounds. And so, I don't know, yesterday was my third day of basically, I'm just been living off of tuna. I got this natural catch tuna. And I'm weak as a fucking bird. But I fasted for 36 hours and then been living off of tuna and black coffee and salt. I've been putting so much fucking salt. I cracked a can and then just sprinkle so much salt. I've eaten so many cans of tuna. It's crazy. My shit this morning was fucked up. Normally in the morning, I wake up at 6, and by 6:15, I'm running to the toilet. My butthole just dilates, and like 6 pounds of poop fall out. But this morning, I was just like it was like pushing out toothpaste. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about that. Maybe I'm gonna have to switch to red meat. Good morning, Pat. Sevi, right now you're doubling down on this Venezuela move. And that's because you love Trump. We all knew that what Venezuela was for years. If it was that important, Trump would have ran on it. I want to respond, but he did run on it, numbnuts. It's called Tren de Aragua. He did run on it. He originally put the $15 million bounty on his head. But it doesn't even matter if he ran on or didn't run on. There's a million. You could say that about anything he's doing. There's tons of stuff he's doing that he didn't quote unquote run on, although he did. You're just not listening, dude. If you're not Venezuelan and never lived through Maduro's regime, shut the hell up. This isn't your pain. This isn't your story. Stop telling Venezuelans how to feel. But I don't think anyone on this show, including Pat, has done that. I don't think so. By the way, at 11 a.m., we will be having our own CrossFitting Venezuelan come on the show and share the homeland's perspective. Here's some information about Venezuela. The U.S. has captured Venezuela's dictator, Nicolas Maduro. In the coming hours, you'll see the usual apologists try to spin, the same voices who defend every tyrant as long as he waves a red flag. But for millions of Venezuelans who fled hunger, violence, and repression, this isn't politics. It's justice. It's the first breath of freedom in a generation. Dude, 8 million people fled. It must have been fucked up. People don't flee unless shit is fucked up. This is GDP per capita. GDP per capita in countries' gross domestic products divided by its population. This data is adjusted for the inflation and difference in living costs between countries. This is Venezuela used to be wealthier than many European countries and still holds the largest proven oil reserves on the planet. Today, that wealth has been replaced by misery, with the majority of households currently living in multidimensional poverty. Look at, so Poland got rid of their socialism, and their GDP skyrocketed. Venezuela incorporated socialism, and look what happened to theirs. Plummeted. Fuck, man. Their shit is fucked up over there. The left will defend tyranny, but Venezuelans deserve freedom from one of the world's worst dictators. I don't know if they're going to get freedom, but they're going to get a different dictator for sure. These pictures aren't a joke. You see one shelf full of condiments and food after socialism, empty. Bolivarian dictatorship, while millions had to flee a country ranked dead last in global rule of law. Is that Venezuela? Fuck. The decline began when Hugo Chavez brought in 21st century socialism. He seized over 1,000 companies and drove out the people who kept the economy running. For a while, soaring oil prices hid the damage, but once the money stopped flowing and Nicolas Maduro took power in 2013, it collapsed. What followed was hyperinflation that erased prices by the millions percent and ran economic crash so deep that the Venezuelan people lost about 80% of its entire output in under a decade. Wow. This regime has forced 8 million people to flee their homes, creating a displacement crisis comparable to war-torn Syria or Ukraine. Except they didn't do this, except they did this without war. This is what happens when a socialist government chooses to starve its own people to maintain absolute power. New York City people, here it comes. This is the ultimate legacy of socialism. It turned a land of immense gold and oil into a land of hunger and repression. What people are capable of doing versus what looks good on paper are two extremely different things. You can simp all you want for pussy and maybe get some pussy. You will never be happy. And she will leave you. My takeaway, by the way, going back to the Danny Spiegel thing, my takeaway is this. I wonder if she has any real men in her life who will actually tell her the truth. Because if she doesn't, then happiness will always be just out of grasp for her. Just out of grasp for her. Just out, because she's always going to be, she's never going to find a real man. who's just gonna be like, "Hey, it's like this." If you don't have a real man and you're a woman, you will not be happy. And if you simp to get your pussy, divorce and misery are coming for sure. I think by nature, women worry more than men. I don't catch myself worrying. I don't worry. I don't worry. I don't wake up in the middle of the night. I don't like, very simple. I wake up, I'm like, I have to pee, trying to figure out, I wake up in the middle of the night. I have to, should I use this hard on or not? My kid falls down. I give him a kiss and hug him. The groceries are there. I put them away. Very simple. I don't worry. I'm like, this is my time. Why would I use it worrying? And I feel like women worry. If you have a man that's a worrier, you're not going to be. That's the woman's job to worry. I think. You need to flush this idea out a little more, but yeah, you need a man who's just like not worrying. When is Josh Bridges coming back on the show? I don't know. I would love to have Josh back on the show. I want to have Josh back on the show. I need Josh to come back on the show. I need Hunter McIntyre. I need lots of people to come back on the show. I'm going to, I've reached out to probably 15 people in the CrossFit space in the last 48 hours. I'm going to flood the show with just shitloads of interviews. I think you're correct. The women should worry. Yeah. And the men just lay down the rule of law. And if you want to be happy as a woman, find a man who doesn't worry. Like even like when something really bad happens to my kid, like he falls into like he's skateboarding and he falls it down and breaks his leg, I'm not worried. I don't let anything interfere with what I'm doing. I walk over there, I assess the situation, I pick my kid up, I put him in the car, and I call my wife and ask her what to do. I let her worry. She says, "How's he doing?" I look in the rearview mirror. I'm like, "He looks like he's in shock." She's like, "Do you think I should come home?" I'm like, "Yeah, meet me at home." Yeah, worry about my kids. Yeah, there you go. That's okay. Pat's wife made him vote for Kamala. That's true. No, I voted for the independent guy. I threw my vote away. Yeah, I saw that post, Dent. Dent sent me a post of P. Diddy and Maduro in jail together. Dude, you know what's crazy? What if Maduro, or P. Diddy and Sam Altman, I think, are in the same like play area. Like when they get, like when you're in jail, you get like your playtime, you get out and you get to play. I think I either saw an interview with Diddy or Sam Altman. Is it Sam Altman? Who's the guy? Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Who's the guy who's in jail? A crypto guy in jail with Diddy. What's that guy's name? Oh, Sam Bankman. Sam Altman. Got my AI dudes. Sam Bankman. He's in jail in Brooklyn, MDC Brooklyn. What is that where they are? Diddy Combs at MDC Brooklyn. I wonder if Maduro's in MDC Brooklyn. Wouldn't that be crazy if they were all in the same jail together? He's now in jail in New York. Which jail is he in? What jail is Maduro in? What? Oh shit, he's in the same jail. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy if they're all just hanging out together? That's fucking amazing. Wow. Sebi, your votes are completely useless. Yeah, because of this Smartmatic machines. That's over, buddy. That's over. Glad you pointed that out. You're finally turning the corner. It's awesome. They perp walked Maduro. They fucking perp walked his ass. Is that crazy?
Good night. Good night. Happy New Year.
He said good night and happy new year. I think he says buenas noches to the cop.
Good night.
Buenas noches. No, what's he have on his head? What's he wearing on his head? What is that? That's a big dude. Maduro's a big dude.
Happy New Year.
What the fuck is that on his head? And look how he's holding his hands. That's kind of cool. So is he handcuffed, but he's holding his hands together?
Good night.
Oh, he's holding a bottle of water. I wonder how many times they had to let him pee. It's the hood he was wearing on the plane. Yeah, what is that? Oh, like they pull it over his face so he can't see? It's the hoodie? Is it? He's wearing a jacket with a hood, but he's got something on his head. You don't know what happened, Pat? You don't know what happened with the Smartmatic machines? The guys who created the machines approached Elon Musk and Susie Wiles. You don't know that story? Have I not talked about that story on here? We've talked about that, right? Do you guys know that story? Let me see if I can find something on it so I don't have to do it off the top of my head. Smartmatic, Elon, Susie Wiles. They approached the creators of the Smartmatic. Smartmatic, Elon. It's funny. Everything in Google's anti-Trump. Look it up, Pat. You're going to have to dig deep. They found the guys came forward who were the founders of Smartmatic and who were encoding the machines and who were manipulating the elections. And they went to Elon Musk and Susie Wiles and told them just prior to the election. And they took them over to Europe in a safe house. And they gave them the tools they needed to stop it. Bay Show, Jake Chapman. Oh, I like your logo. Oh, I like that a lot. That's awesome. Smartmatic sounds like it's from an 80s kids cartoon. Ridiculous name. Oh, you don't know all about it. You don't know. You wouldn't have said what you said, that dumbass shit up here. You wouldn't have said this. I guess the Smartmatic machines worked in 2024. The Venezuelans took that election off. You don't get it. From the dead, Tom Landry. Great Dallas Cowboys head coach. Good to see you. We're the dead, a show where the dead can speak. I wish I had more stuff on I wish I had more stuff on Mom Donnie this morning for you guys. My jaw's on the floor. Amy Block, white liberal. The ringleader of the feeding with a pussy, white female liberal. Amy Bach, the ringleader of the Feeding Our Future COVID fraud scheme, is listed as the contract for at least 47 taxpayer-funded child cares in Minnesota, according to an official state database. There was an article that showed she opened 40 of them on the same day. Someone wrote, did she just do millions of dollars in meth? She looks like she did. Man, she looks horrible. That's the ringleader for the Islamic jihadist. That's Ilhan's right-hand woman. Finally, I've been waiting for you to call all morning. Better late than never. Good to hear you.
Better late than never. Never late is better.
Yep, there you go.
What if it's not the Somalians at all? What if it's the U.S. government using the Somalis to launder the money, like to pad their own pockets?
Hey, I don't think that's if. I think it's and. I think it's and. You know what I mean? I think you're exactly right. It's and they're doing it, and the U.S. politicians. Yeah, it's Tim Walz. It's all the dude. Did you see this video? The guy who owns the Leering Center. First of all, that lady I just showed you owns the Leering Center. She's the name on the as the owner of the Leering Center. But look at this. This is the mayor. This is the mayor. I don't know if you can see your screen, but this is the mayor of Minneapolis. This is the fucking guy who fucking hung George Floyd. Hung Derek Chauvin. This guy's such a scumbag. This guy, everywhere this guy goes, that the guy who ran the Leering Centers.
It looks like the infamous Leering Center's manager also happens to be Mayor Jacob Fry's Somali handler. In addition to the initial video I found where he's dancing in the background, I have found several other videos. Here he goes, dancing in again. Jacob rolling up with the squad. Hell, he's even in the background of this TikTok. Unless this guy just happens to be the Somali Forrest Gump who just coincidentally ends up being in the background of all these.
These guys are all tied in together.
I think so.
Yeah, they do look like Klingons. Somalians do look like Klingons. Holy shit. Sorry, John Woolley. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. I'm not dehumanizing them. I'm not sexualizing them. I know. You and the Talking Elite Fitness guys have fucking sci-fi fucking pornographic parties that you love to fucking attend, where you jerk off to fucking Star Wars characters. But they do look like Klingons, and I'm not sexualizing them, but they do look fucking like Klingons. How are the Jews called lizard people and the fucking Somalis aren't called Klingons? That's incredible.
I think the deeper we dig into all this, we're going to find out that it's just corruption of our own country, left and right, and we're just using the immigrants.
Dare you? How dare you? The right is not corrupt at all. They're perfect. But go on.
That's true. My autopilot is set to Dan Crenshaw, so there is that.
Hey, what's going on with Dan Crenshaw? I saw Sean Ryan. I can't follow that drama, but Sean Ryan put out another video. YouTube wanted me to watch.
I don't know. I saw the same thing, but I can't follow it all. It's I'm more just fascinated right now how fast everyone went from no kings to leave this dictator alone. You know, it just blows my mind. You probably covered all this, but
I know that's a great framing of it. Pat Lange went from no kings to leave this dictator alone. Crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
I know, that's the thing. The disconnect. What is that called? Cognitive retardation. Wild.
Perfect.
Yeah. Wild.
Hey, is Greenland on the table? Can we grab Greenland while we're at it?
I know. I was thinking about that too. Greenland next. Just grab that shit. Although I'm kind of excited. It seems like Denmark's done with the fucking immigration shit too. So
wait, does Denmark owns Greenland, or is
I don't know if they does Denmark. They for sure have their dick in Greenland's ass, but does Denmark own Greenland? I don't know if they own it, but yes, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Oh, but it is self-governing autonomous territory, not owned in the traditional colonial sense. It manages most domestic affairs, while Denmark handles defense and foreign policy. Greenlanders holding Danish citizenship. We should just take Denmark too.
Agreed.
Just take Denmark. I think that those are actually probably really cool people there. They can, and we could keep their shit the same. We'll just build a giant military base there. They can still ride their bikes around and shit. Greenland is one of the three constituent countries within the Kingdom of Denmark. And they have something called the Faroe Islands. Denmark's responsible for defense of Greenland. How the fuck are they going to defend Greenland?
Trump should just capture like developing a third world country dictator every 2 or 3 months just to keep people on their toes. Just keep doing this.
Denmark ranks 45th out of 145 countries for overall military strength.
That'd be pretty easy.
The top 10 strongest militaries in the world. U.S., Russia, China, India, South Korea, United Kingdom, France, Japan, Turkey, Italy.
Greenland's huge too, and it puts us closer to Russia and China. It's like the size of Mexico, I think. Like huge geographically.
I like the way you say Russia, like you're Australian. Like you just throw an extra R on there at the end. You know how Australians do it? They just throw an R in. Fuck.
China, Russia.
Yeah, China. That one sounds racist. Fuck, China.
All right, buddy. I'll let you go.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Bye. You're the best voice on the internet.
Bye for now. Intern Bo out.
Bye for now. Salam alaikum. All right. My next guest is currently teaching a level 2 somewhere in the world. But I think we'll be back on at 11 a.m. It was raining cats and dogs in California. It had been dribbling for dribbling. It had been dribbling and drizzling for 2 or 3 days. And then this morning it rained like crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You guys want to see a but Nick Fuentes and Candace Owen, make sure you keep going after the Jews. Well, the Muslims do their thing. Nothing to see over here. I am starting to think maybe Candace Owens is a Muslim operative. She's blaming Venezuela on the Jews, too. Islamists in Brussels. This is Billboard Chris's Instagram. If you guys aren't familiar with Billboard Chris, he is amazing. He goes around the world with a billboard draped over his neck, and it says, I don't think you should chop the dicks off of little boys. Or some iteration of that. I'm paraphrasing. And Islamists in Brussels staged a recreation of the October 7th massacre a week after he was arrested in the same plaza for peacefully having conversations about puberty blockers. You can't even fucking believe this shit. Look at this. This is a October 7th recreation. They even have the dead Jews there. Look at in the bloody Jews in the bloody bags. Maybe that's a bloody baby on the ground.
Palestinian people are fighting to free Palestine from the river to the sea.
Free Palestine from the desert to the sea. Did you hear it say that? And they're recreating the slaughtering of Jews, where Billboard Chris was arrested for talking about puberty blockers.
To create a free, democratic Palestine where everyone can live
Brussels is the capital of what is Brussels? Brussels? Or I say something. Brussels is the Belgian capital. Okay. Brussels is the country where it's like 2/3 of the children in their elementary schools aren't born in the country or some shit. They got some crazy statistic there. They're done. Belgium's done. What do you call Belgian people? Belgiumese? An October 7th reenactment where Billboard Chris was arrested for talking about puberty blockers the week before. It's wild. Here's another story of 40 daycare centers being opened in a single day in Ohio. Over 40 daycare centers reportedly opened in Columbus, Ohio on the same day, all linked to the same inactive shell entity, and together pulled in $14 million in taxpayer funding, subsidies in a single year. I saw this black dude on social media talking about, hey, black people, don't let's not get our shit twisted up with the Somalians. They hate us. I promise you the Somalians hate black people. When I say black people, I mean black Americans. They hate you. They hate you and everything you fucking stand for. They can't stand you. You know what I realized this weekend, by the way? And you can take this with you and start looking at it. If you look at the influencers in the CrossFit space, it just hit me like a truck this weekend. The influencers are influenced by the dumbest people. The influencers will make posts about people who've hurt their feelings, and then you'll click on these people's accounts and you'll be like, what the fuck? You're virtue signaling for this? You know what the influencers do? There's this thing in the Bible. There's this thing in the Bible where Jesus talks about if you pray in church, you'll receive your glory there, meaning you'll receive your glory based on the other parishioners. Is that a word? Parishioners? The other churchgoers going, oh my God, that guy's so cool. You'll receive it right there. You'll receive it just in that way. And that people who pray behind closed doors will reap the rewards. People who pray quietly and in private will reap the rewards and the abundance of God. And the social media influencers, they've completely abandoned doing anything that doesn't get them the glory from their fellow man. That's it. That's all they want. They don't do anything silently or quietly. And by the way, if you're a dude, if you're a fucking dude, and your chick is feeling sorry for herself or virtue signaling, and you're part of her virtue signaling campaign, like she's using you to virtue signal, you are a fucking cuck. You are that is fucking embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Do not get sucked up into your woman's virtue signaling shit and be a fucking tool for it. If you have something to say it. But you'll see these people with fucking 500,000 followers being like, this person said something mean to me on social media, and then you'll click on the person's account and it's some fucking rando living in El Salvador with 30 fucking followers, and every one of the pictures is a picture of him standing in front of a mirror flexing his pecs. And it's like, what? What? I don't want to dig too. I don't want to dig too deep into that one because I don't want to get. It sucks because some of these people I like that do this, I don't want to publicly ass pound them. On the first day of office that Mamdani was in office, he went to the official New York City mayor's Instagram account. You know how the White House Instagram account doesn't belong to Donald Trump? He just gets to control it while he's president. And then when he's not president, Mark Rubio will get it next. and it just keeps getting passed down. Well, they have one for the New York City mayor. And on his first day, Mamdani went through the account and erased any posts that spoke up about anti-Semitism. So if there was a post that said, we won't tolerate anti-Semitism on any of the college campuses in New York City, he erased it. Jewish civil rights groups demand answers from Mamdani after posts about combating anti-Semitism are scrubbed from New York City mayor's X account. That was his first fucking action. A Jewish civil rights group is demanding answers from freshly minted Mayor Zoran Muslim Mamdani after past posts about combating anti-Semitism were scrubbed from the Big Apple's official mayoral X account. By the way, he can't do that legally. He's been accused of deleting 2 of Eric Adams' posts highlighting the city's fight against anti-Semitism that were shared hours before Mamdani was sworn in and took control of the account. Oh, so it sounds like Eric Adams kind of set him up. At a moment of unprecedented anti-Semitic intimidation, violence, and exclusion in the city, the decision to erase official statements affirming the safety and protection of Jews is not merely tone deaf, it's shameful. I think it's illegal too. I think that is considered a record. Purging posts from the New York City Mayor X account without first archiving them may violate the city's charter, as all social media posts are considered public record. Mamdani spokesperson Dora Paquette insisted the deleted posts are in fact being archived and weren't targeted over their content. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Dora Paquette. I wonder if Mamdani will get caught in any sex scandals. Holy shit, man. The people that he surrounds him with are something else. Wouldn't you like to know what Trump really thinks of Mamdani? New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, newly tapped Director of Appointments Catherine Almonte de Costa, resigned on Thursday afternoon after a history of anti-Semitic online posts, including complaining about money-hungry Jews. She expressed her deep remorse over her past statements. That's probably a requirement to think that. Mamdani said yesterday he's bringing back big government. That looks like AI. With less than 2 months left in office, New York City Mayor Eric Adams traveled to Israel, where he once again made alarming comments about the safety of Jewish New Yorkers under incoming Mayor Zohran Mamdani. If I were Jewish, a Jewish New Yorker, I'd be concerned about my children, claiming there's something to be worried about. I absolutely agree. I watched a woman trying to eat French fries after she'd had lips done. It was mental. She couldn't get purchased with her front teeth, so it was like a bird swallowing a fish. Wow. That is an amazing description. The mayor of the financial capital of the world is an unapologetic communist. These are truly the end of times. Yeah. I don't know if it's the end of times, but it's going to be quite the show. It's worth spending 5 minutes every day. Just type in New York and hit news. It is going to be a wild, wild ride. We're going to see the PD and the FD just fucking collapse. You should see his police plan. It's wild. He's going to try to incorporate civilians into it. The mayors of both London and New York City. Yeah, get your popcorn ready. Yeah, this is going to be a wild one. You know, Mamdani was a rapper, right? Before he was had political aspirations. I think this is the.
At the top, R.I.P.s. Got a great grandkid, man, fucking ace. Wrapped in the shawl just in case the cool race, but you never catch me.
I don't know if this is it. I don't think that's it. That's a. There was some footage going around of him rapping for a while. Wish I could find it. Let me see. Maybe this is it.
Did he just elect a rapper as its new mayor?
Just wanna put you in my camera. So I check my baggage once I'm sending.
Yeah, it's true. Zoran Mamdani, a dude who used to rap under the name Young Cardamom, is now the mayor.
Oh, that was him. That was him in the first video.
The wild part, he's probably the most hip-hop aligned mayor New York City has ever seen. We're breaking down how this former MC.
God, hip hop is fully cucked out. All right. Yeah, he said Mamdani has spoke up about Maduro. He said Trump did the wrong thing. Maduro, Mamdani, Trump. Mamdani went after Trump for it. He's demanding Nicolas Maduro be released. They say he called President Trump to criticize Venezuelan strikes. Wow. I hadn't heard that. There's so much. New York City Mayor Mamdani called Trump to express opposition to Maduro's capture. Mayor Zoran Mamdani called President Trump to voice outrage at the president's capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, the mayor said Saturday. I called the president and spoke with him directly to register my opposition to this act, Mamdani said, adding that he made clear to Trump that he stood against the pursuit of regime change and against the violation of federal international law. Of course. It's home. 60% of Venezuela is controlled by fucking warlords, including Hamas, Hezbollah, all sorts of fucking ISIS. The hotbed for those fuckers. The president's shocking actions in the Latin American nation come after his month-long effort to oust the leader. The U.S. military captured Maduro early Saturday morning. The president and I have always been honest and direct with each other about places of disagreement, Mamdani said at an unrelated Greenpoint press conference. I was honest and direct when we met in the Oval Office. I will be honest and direct in the phone conversation we have. The two spoke briefly around 2 p.m. He did not share Trump's response to this call. The mayor simply said, I made it clear. And we left it at that. I wonder if they perp walked his wife. How come they didn't perp walk his wife? Did they perp walk his wife? That sounds pretty sexist to me if they didn't. Perp walk Maduro's wife. Yeah, I don't see anything about his wife, Cecilia. Is it Cecilia? Celia Flores. Purple. Nope. Just him. Sexist fucks. All right. Trump is keeping Mamdani's fellow communists in his own backyard. Strong message. Arrest Netanyahu, release Maduro, the commie plan. Is his wife hot? She's old, but she's attractive for an old lady. All right. I will see you guys at 11 a.m. in 2 hours with the Venezuelan show. Talk to you then.